What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Hologram. I want to go over something that's happening with Hologram that's very abnormal, and then aside from that, what Hologram needs to do ASAP. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, markets closed in lieu of obviously Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans out there. Eat a lot, drink a lot, do what you need to do. It is sitting at 206. On Wednesday you did see this abnormal spike up, and that's been happening more and more, so you can kind of show some signs that it does want to go up. And for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, I have kind of stated that you need to really watch for abnormal spikes in the volume. Not necessarily this, because this is relatively low volume that's driving it higher, but kind of on a daily average, that's what you kind of want to look for. And as of late, there's been no real substantial spikes, so it might be far-fetched and premature to say, but maybe there is no dilution occurring during this time period. So kind of crazy to think of in my opinion, but one thing that also is very, very crazy is over the last 5 days, it is up 3.52%. And Hologram has been on a very vicious downtrend for a very long time. And so this might be the first potential week that it does close green. So that might be a sign that we are very close to the bottom. We'll just have to ultimately wait and see. But at the same time, it is inches away from an all-time low. So maybe it might be more of a technical recovery or just bouncing off of a very strong support. But yeah, that's definitely something that is very, very abnormal. But as of right now, because of all the kind of short-term notes, of the 1-year notes that they've been issuing, they have a lot of cash, roughly around $150 million in cash and cash equivalents. So I'm not going to say that they need to do news, because I've kind of beat that like a dead horse for the most part. I've stated that is all the market is really asking of Hologram is just to put out news. But if they don't want to do that, then fine. There is an alternative that they could do that would still cause a massive spike up. And more companies have started to do that. That's very similar to Hologram. So they're on a downward trajectory. So what they do to kind of get markets' attention is they put out news saying that they are going to have some of their cash and cash equivalents as Bitcoin. So they're going to be moving and kind of integrating Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in their treasury reserves. So that's kind of crazy if you think about it. Again, a lot of companies are starting to do this. I think recently LQR, Cosmos did one as well, and I think a couple others. So Hologram doesn't actually have to put out, because clearly they don't care to let investors know what they're doing with that 150 plus million. But they could just outright say, hey, we're going to have Bitcoin as part of our reserves. We're going to be buying Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. The market will love that. Then that most likely would prompt another crazy spike. And this is basically what investors are waiting for. They're just waiting for the next big spike. And I think because it hasn't happened yet, a lot of individuals are just bag holding. So it's kind of an unfortunate scenario, but again, I think that would be huge, and that way Hologram can still keep it secret on whatever the hell they're going to be doing. Either they're going to be doing the biggest acquisition in 2024, or they're just going to be funneling the money through their subsidiaries and hiding it. But regardless, if they were to put out that news, I think that would be absolutely epic. You see a lot of cryptocurrencies running like a madman, and even just some, for instance, Stellar up roughly 78% over the last week. So pretty impressive stuff if you ask me. So let me know your thoughts on that hypothetical. As far as a quick update on shorts, since the market's closed, no change, but 8.29% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 1.69 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts aren't really the culprit behind the scenes with Hologram. I think it's just more so algorithmic trading that's been really driving it down, because no big money, no big transactions have been occurring. So last transaction over $100,000 on the secondary market was on November the 4th. That was a buy for 161,000. But then again, whenever you see, for instance, a stock that's heavily shorted, you sometimes see some institutions buying just for the purposes of lending out shares, because a lot of entities such as BlackRock make a lot of money from lending out shares. And so even IBKR, they charge basically around 17 to 14%. So it's still profitable in a lot of aspects. So let me know your thoughts on Hologram. Have you still been buying? Are you selling? Like, what's your overall viewpoint on Hologram? And I've been covering it on and off. I think this is pretty much the most optimistic I've seen, with it actually green over the last week, because generally over the last 1 month alone, down 39.14. Over the last 6 months, down 94.05, and then 2024 is down 97.1. So regrettably, I've been stating that if they don't put out news, they're just going to continue to trend down. And given the trajectory, if they don't do something fast, they will be doing a reverse stock split Q1 2025. I've been stating this time and time again, but I think they do have some hope. Again, they just put out news. Just say cryptocurrency. That's it. The market will love you. But with all that, hopefully everyone's having an amazing Thanksgiving, or just a day off, or whatever else. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One final thing I wanted to share with you though, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, and they have been absolute bangers. So pop over there, take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.